Right on here, today is yet again another build showcase, and it's the Skiajati. Today I'm going to show you 3 builds, so let us immediately start. For the first setup, this is the new player setup. The mods I'm using here, we have Sacrificial Pressure for increased damage, Sacrificial Steel for critical chance, Glitter Might for critical damage critical chance per column multiplier, Fury for attack speed, Reach for range, Organ Shatter for critical damage, North Wind for cold, Fever Strike for toxin, cold, gives you viral when you proc Vong to enemies. Enemies will take more damage from any source. And there you go. These mods here are what I recommend new players to use, and now it's time for me to show you these Steel Path builds. For the second setup, this is the exposure setup, the mods I'm using here. Yes, I know, I do have the sacrificial mods here. I cannot remove them, I will butcher the new player setup. So if you guys really like the weapon and you want to use it for Steel Path, you're going to remove Sacrificial Pressure for Condition Overload, Sacrificial Steel for Galvanized Steel, and Organ Shatter for Glitter Might, and that's it. For the other mods, we have Weeping Wounds and Blood Rush for critical chances to chance per call multiplier, Prime Reach for range, and viral damage, and that's it. These are the mods. For the Axe Weapon Adapter, what I recommend for to use, it's going to be any Tenakai. For the Arcane Melee Explosion ability cast, you gain corrosion damage for melee strikes for 25 seconds, stacks up all the way up to 240, which is a lot of increased damage, and free corrosion damage. That's the Arcane. For the passive finishers, turn the Wielder invisible for 5 seconds. This is whatever. Critical chance is above average, critical damage is above average, combo duration is average, follow through is average, Riven Dispo isn't half bad, critical chance, critical damage, attack speed is for me personally by far the best in slot, and I will remove Glitter Might, Organ Shatter for it. Critical chance is below average, critical damage is above average, stat chance is average, and total damage is above average. Overall, the stats are fine. These are the stats, the passive, the mods, the Arcane, and now it's time for me to show you the final setup. For the final setup, this is the Influence setup, the mods I'm using here. You're going to remove some mods. You're of course going to remove this for Prime Pressure Point, this for Galvanized Steel, and this for Glitter Might. You're going to remove Vicious Frost and Prime Fever Strike for Shocking Touch for Electricity, and Galvanized Elementalist for stats damage and stats chance, and that's it. Everything else here is exactly the same. These are the mods. For the Axe Weapon Adapter, it's going to be yet again any Tenakai. For the Arcane, instead of Melee Exposure, it's going to be Melee Influence on Electricity Stats Effect, which you do have right over here. 20% chance for Elemental Stats Effect to apply to every enemy in 20 meter radius for 18 seconds. This is going to help you out a lot with clear. That's the Arcane. Same passive. Instead of Corrosion Viral, it's going to be pure Electricity. And there you go. These are the stats, the passive, the mods, the Arcane. And now it's time for me to show you these 3 builds against the units. Alright, let's start. This is the new player setup. I'm going to spawn level 40, regular star chart, or competitive dudes. No buffs, armor strip. We're going to jump over here and hold the melee tech button and win. For regular path, this thing, of course, is going to be very good. It comes with Sacrificial Pressure and Steel. Those two give you a lot of additive damage and critical chance. And those two are much better than regular Pressure Point and True Steel. And yeah, this weapon is going to carry the hell out of you for regular path. Now for the Steel Path builds. Next one is Exposure. This time I'm going to spawn level 205, Steel Path, or competitive dudes. No buffs, we're going to spam abilities to get melee exposure stacks. There it is, 240 increased corrosion damage. Now let's get some combos, some stacks, so you won't be doing much. There we go. Once you get some combos, some stacks, this thing is going to start chunking. Consistent yellow crits. Now you can see orange. And we have yellows and orange. Remember, this isn't with Condition Overload and Galvanized Steel. This is Sacrificial Pressure and Sacrificial Steel. And yeah, it's fine, of course. Once you get some stacks, once you add some buffs, of course, this thing is going to do a lot more damage. It is an Ikana, and Ikanas are very good. They have very good stances, very good stats. There we go. Heavy Gunner. I wish I had Condition Overload, but I don't. Didn't want to butcher the build for new players. But yeah, that's the weapon. Time for me to show you the final setup. Influence. There it is. Spawn the exact same units. No buffs. We need to get some combo real quick. When you proc electricity, there is a 20% chance to spread it. As you can see, if you're spreading it in a large radius, this is going to help you out a lot with clear. If I were to add some buffs, for example, Nourish, the most common helmet ability, you're going to spread electricity and viral, and you're going to have a much easier time when it comes to clearing and single target DPSing. Let me show you again. Start hitting, start spreading. There we go. Heavy gunners. Boop, boop, boop. And there you go. Those are 3 builds. Now it's time for me to show you the influence setup against Steel Path enemies. So, let's go. And we are in. I'm up against the corrupted enemies at the Void. Steel Path, of course, it's survival. The map's called Mod. I'm going to show you this build right here. This is the influence setup. We're going to spread electricity in 3 meter radius, and our clear is going to be very good. Vor is here. Let me use Nourish, so I can spread viral and electricity in 3 meter radius, and my clear is going to be much better. And single target. There we go. Remember, this isn't with Prime Pressure Point and Gaona Steel. This is with Sacrificial Steel and Sacrificial Pressure. Those two are much weaker. There we go. And I didn't feel like butchering the build for new players, you know. This weapon is more new player weapon, I will say that. Nikana Prime, Dex Nikana, and Azan Nikana are much better weapons than this weapon. By decent amount. Better critical chance, better base damage, better critical damage. Maybe slightly weaker stat chance, but who cares, everything else is much better. For you new players, you don't really need to worry about that stuff. There we go. Aki boys here as well. Nice. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I'll use my first ability. I'll armor strip. There we go. Chunk, chunk, chunk. If I had Tenokai, I would do like a Tenokai strike on that Aki, and the Aki will literally die from the slash tick. There we go. Beautiful. Look how beautiful the clear is. Ancient, I knew it. The Ancient was giving the Eximus enemy a lot of survivability. The moment the Ancient died, that Heavy Gunner, the Jade Heavy Gunner, despawned. Another Ancient, goodbye. There we go. This guy, goodbye. Ancient. This Doodly, goodbye as well. These Doodlies. Remove them. Boop, boop, boop. Ancient. Boop, boop. There we go. Alright. That's it, boys. I think you guys seen enough. Time for me to leave. And be right back. And there you go. The Skiajati is fine. You get this thing for free by doing the quest. I think the quest is called Sacrifice. The Sacrifice, something like that. You get it for free. It's good for what it is. I will recommend the weapon and the builds. I hope you guys enjoyed the builds. Thank you yet again everybody for watching. Leave a like and sub, and of course, see you all next time. Thank you. Goodbye.